I'm just going to start this video. I'm going to start this video off right here, right now, and tell the absolute truth. There will never, ever be another Bobby the Brain Heenan. The world of wrestling could use a lot of Bobby the Brain Heenans. And you know what? It's amply named that he was called Bobby the Brain because he actually had a brain. He had aura. He had significance. I mean, here's a guy that could do it all. And now it has ended. And Bobby the Brain Heenan was 73 years old. He was a WWE Hall of Famer. Jim Ross, all the websites, dirt sheets, and newsletters are breaking the news right now. And this is becoming all too familiar. It's almost like the wrestlers' and managers' deaths are even... It's being more consistent than actual news, and that's sad. That's tragic. And we all know that Bobby the Brain Heenan's health has deteriorated over the last several years. But he still was still out there doing autograph signings, the appearances. But like I said, Bobby the Brain Heenan will never, ever, ever be replicated. No one will ever come as close to what Bobby Heenan said, did, what he meant to the business, what he did for professional wrestling. When you went with him, you went to the top. Bobby the Brain Heenan was in the main event of WrestleMania 3 in the Pontiac Silverdome. 93,000 people witnessed Andre the Giant slammed by Hulk Hogan. We witnessed Bobby the Brain Heenan transition to color commentary from a manager. Once again, this will never... Bobby the Brain Heenan is a one in a... You know the words like best and greatest? You know how they just thrown around out of nowhere? When you say greatest, Bobby Heenan was the greatest character, was the greatest manager in not only WWE history, but in professional wrestling history. I mean, nothing I say or do can put over the importance of what Bobby Heenan meant to professional wrestling. And when I say wrestling died a little bit today, I think I meant to say it died a whole heck of a lot. Bobby the Brain Heenan dying right now is... these are my hardest videos to do because nothing I say on no matter how I build up their careers or what they meant or their accolades or their accomplishments or whatever they did, nothing I do will make justice. But what I will say is Bobby the Brain Heenan will never be forgotten. Bobby the Brain Heenan will always be realized. He will always be recognized. He will always be respected. And Bobby the Brain Heenan, they don't make him like Bobby the Brain Heenan. Like I said, the wrestling world in general could use a lot more Bobby the Brain Heenan. I mean, Bobby the Brain Heenan came around in a time when managers meant something, when managers were special, when managers led you to the tag team titles, the Intercontinental title, the WWE Championship. I mean, Bobby the Brain Heenan led on some of the greatest of all time, from Mr. Perfect to Andre the Giant. Then he transitioned as a color commentator to WCW. And Bobby the Brain Heenan would amp up whatever was going on. If there was a certain match or a certain predicament or a certain storyline that wasn't so interesting, Bobby the Brain Heenan would make it intriguing. He would make it interesting. He would lift up the vibes of it, the aura, so to speak. So for Bobby the Brain Heenan to pass away today at 73 years old, I hope he was at peace. I hope he wasn't in too much pain or torment or torture. I hope Bobby the Brain Heenan... we know he lived it out. He had a great career. I mean, and the guy took a heck of a beating in the ring too. I mean, he was one of the greatest heel managers, one of the greatest talkers. His mannerisms, the way he presented himself, the way he presented wrestlers, the way that he took you to the top if you went with him. Like in one of his promos, you go with me, you go to the top, and Bobby the Brain Heenan never disappointed. Ladies and gentlemen, rest in peace to Bobby the Brain Heenan. My thoughts and condolences go out to him, his entire family. And this is a rough and tough video. Like I said, these are not the kind of videos I like to do, and this is becoming too accustomed, where we talk more about wrestlers' deaths than the actual news and rumors in professional wrestling. I usually come on here and say, oh, smash the bell and subscribe. No, I'm not going to even say that. Out of respect to Bobby Heenan and his family, I'm going to say rest in peace to one of the greatest, no, the greatest manager in professional wrestling history. Rest in peace, Bobby Heenan. You will be missed.